been longing for. Racing dreams in the headlights gleam, charging fast, part of the racing team. Spinning gears, it's a thrilling race, adrenaline rush at a staggering pace. Round the bends with victory near, speed at Daytona in fifth gear. G-forces pull as you tighten the turn, fuel in the fire, let your passion burn. Dash through straights for the win you yearn, hearts drumming to the finish line's return. Feel the wind rush cutting through the air, focus vision with a determined stare. Every second counts in this intense chase, pushing the limits to claim your place. Spinning gears, it's a thrilling race, adrenaline rush at a staggering pace. Round the bends with victory near, speed at Daytona in fifth gear. Leading the pack around the track, mirror drive and staying on the attack. Concentration sharp, never looking back, front of the race, never losing the knack. Cross the line, the crowd's wild cheer, first place secured, you've conquered the fear. Fame on the horizon with the trophies gleam, winning the 500s, living the dream. Spinning gears, it's a thrilling race, adrenaline rush at a staggering pace. Round the bends with victory near, speed at Daytona in fifth gear. In the infield, spinning around, celebration echoes, there's victory in sound. Tire smoke rising, leaving marks of pride, revel in triumph, let the joy ride. Victory lane awaits under shining lights, champagne showers on this glorious night. The race is over, but the spirit remains, champion's glory flows through the veins. Just a boy when I got my first taste. My daddy took me out to a NASCAR race. The smell of rubber and gasoline in the air. I looked at him and said, Daddy, I want to live here. And I was 17 and hanging out with the guys. Got a couple tickets to the Coca-Cola 600 that night. And we were sitting in the stands with some beers in our hands. And when those cars came by, we all just stood and said, whoa. That's into NASCAR too. It's like winning the lottery and going to the moon. I got a girl that likes drinking beer and whiskey. She'll tell you to your face that her favorite car is a Chevy. Engines roaring, winds are soaring. On this track, no time for ignoring. Racing forward, feel the thrill. Chasing dreams, can't get my fill. Minds in motion, hearts in sync. Every mile's gone in a blink. Destiny calls, the road's my friend. Round the corner, the pulses blend. Spirits rise with acceleration. On this thrilling dedication. With each twist and turn I see the track's my home eternally. Chasing shadows, feeling alive. In this race I strive to thrive. Wheels on fire under the sun. Pushing limits, the race is won. Echoes of cheers, adrenaline flows through the finish line. The victory glows in this moment. I'm racing for the win. Embrace the glory, let the joy begin. Spirits rise with acceleration. On this thrilling dedication. With each twist and turn I see the track's my home eternally. In victory lane, the party ignites, celebrating under the vibrant lights. Champagne showers and cheers abound. In this sacred space, my triumph found. Faces beam with pride and glee, with every laugh and harmony. The race is over, but the spirit remains in victory lane, where joy never wanes. Spirits rise with acceleration. On this thrilling dedication. With each twist and turn I see the track's my home eternally. Engines quiet, yet hearts still race. Savor the moment in this cherished place. Memories etched with the speed of light. In victory lane, the stars shine bright. Through the quiet voices resonate. A testament to conquer fate. Though the race concludes, the spirit stays. In this hallowed ground, the night displays.
And we are live on track here at Texas for the Gear Sprocket series. In the booth with me tonight, I have Floyd Stewart joining us, and Kyle Munson, who will be tonight's race control for the Sprocket series. He'll be in and out of here. Hopefully we can get him to stay for a little bit if we get some good green flag runs. How are you guys doing? Doing pretty good. Oh, and I think the audio broke for Discord, so give me just a moment. That's a good section. Try to fix that real quick. Hopefully I can get it done very fast. Alright, how y'all doing? Can I get a check here? Nope, alright. OBS is screwing around with me here, and of course it's right as we go live here, so that's awesome. So I'm gonna just try to cheat a little bit more. Let's just see if I can get this to work. Alright, how about now?
Check, check. You got me now?
Alright, I've got some audio. Kyle, why don't you come in with a copy there?
Yeah, you got me?
Alright, awesome. I have you both. Let's try to increase some volume here. So we got about 1:40 left in practice here, so you can see who the fast runners are. Guys, based on some practice we've seen, do you have anybody you think's going to do really well in this race? You got any predictions for us?
So I'm gonna go with two guys that I've seen are running pretty well here. I've got the 91 Merrick Watchhorn. He's holding down the fastest lap. But I've also seen Mike DeWalt. He's running, pretty good too. So I'm gonna go with either Merrick or Mike to win tonight's race.
And Merrick, of course, is last week's Auto Club winner, Mike DeWalt. He is still in that win drought. It's been, I think, close to over a year now since he's last won here in Gears. So he's definitely been seeking that out, and he's been running top 5. He's got second place at Cup Texas 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, he's got some good momentum, and he's shown speed, but he just can't get that win. Kyle, anybody you're watching?
Definitely the 91 for me. He's definitely a habitual, guy that's fast at pretty much any track you go to. So he's always one to watch out for. I'd also kind of throw in probably the, I would say probably actually the 10 car, because Matt is usually pretty quick on these types of tracks too.
Yeah, Moglia, he's shown some speed in here in the Cup Series. I think, not the Cup Series, Sprocket Series, and he's, I think, pretty high up in points. I'll have to check that, but he is a long-time Gears racer. He was with us back on console and just recently made the switch to iRacing, so he was able to come back and start racing with us again. But he's always been a friend of the Gears League, so good to see him back. Honestly, I got to shout out Forts and Posts in there in the 12 car, Whiskey Business Motorsport teammate of mine. He's shown a lot of great speed, and this is his first year on iRacing, and he's already doing really well, and he's gotten some good finishes for Whiskey Business. But right now we're going to head into qualifying, so let's see if I can find anybody. Let's see here. So let's pull up some driver info, who we got right here. Alright, so let's watch Jay Monin. Let's see how he does on his qualifying run here. So yeah, the guys we're kind of watching: Merrick Watchhorn, Mike DeWalt, Matt Moglia, Forts and Poston. I'd say Andrew Allen should probably be somewhere in the top 10. Thomas Torrey, our Cup Series broadcasters in this race. He races Sprocket. I'd say he should be doing pretty well. He should probably qualify in the top 10. He's pretty quick. So he comes around, takes the green flag on this lap here. And I'm interested to see how many people try to run some separate lines here, because I know the inside is always faster, but you can get some runs if you run the outside depending on what the field looks like. So I'd be interested to see if we actually get 2 lanes form up, or if everyone just tries to ride the bottom lane and try to just stay down there and get all the positions they can down there. What do y'all think?
I can definitely see that bottom lane working through 1 and 2, but I think 3 and 4 running the middle to the high lane. I think a lot of guys are going to pick up some speed going through that corner, at least running middle.
Yeah,
so
we've got some times rolling in here. So Monin was the slowest out of all those. We got Forts and Poston sitting on provisional pole to 29.95, which is a very fast time for this track. And Merrick
just said at 29.89.
Yep.
I think you're going to see a lot of the guys, the faster guys, are going to be riding on the bottom in qualifying. Maybe towards the race time, they'll probably move up the track a little bit, maybe like lane and a half up,
yep.
Especially in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, turn 1 is tricky because you have to get the exact braking point you want. You got to kind of ride through and then mash the gas, but not lose it out of 2. Whereas 3 and 4 here, you can almost keep it full throttle. I like to feather it just a little bit to make sure I stick low. And Torrey slowest so far with a 31.14. Hopefully that was his first lap. And Watchhorn improved on his second lap to a 29.74. That's going to be hard to beat. And it looks like we've got 27 guys tonight in here. So we should have a decent field for this race. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. Texas can be a bit of a hard track to conquer, just with tire wear and how the track likes to stay really hot and usually slide around a bit. And I can't tell if Tori improved there or not. Matt Moglia moves up into third with a 29.87.
Yeah, and speaking of the track being hot, right now the track conditions are actually 96 degrees.
I can actually pull up the weather here for everybody. So, yeah, track tip 96, ambient 68. So pretty warm, not insane, but that is pretty hot for this track. So people
Definitely
are going to be
making the rear end of the car squirm around a little bit for
yeah,
sure.
it's definitely going to loosen you up a little bit, make that back end go a little wild. So hopefully these guys can stay a hold of everything. But we're on board with Brandon Meyer here, watching him qualify. You see him spin out there, so hopefully that was his second lap he just finished, which I believe it was. But right now our top 10, Merrick Watchhorn, Fortson Poston, Matt Moglia, J.J. Moore, Blake Schneider, Andrew Allen, Connor Rowe, Joseph Enright, Devin Lucan, and Condorian Davis are provisional top 10 right now.
Oh, and
Mike
Mike
DeWalt
knocks
drops into
down
7
Connor.
there. Let's see if I can get on board with anyone else. And it doesn't look like anyone's out qualifying at the moment. So I'd say qualifying is just about to wrap up here. So we'll wait to see if we can get some cars gridding up here in a minute. But Merrick Watchhorn put on an amazing lap with that 29.74. He did, of course, win last week at Auto Club. So we'll see if Road to the Motorsport can go back-to-back with him, or maybe Mike DeWalt, his teammate, can get it done. Fortson Poston, I have to just once again, Whiskey Ben, his teammate of mine there, coming in second right there with the qualifying times, 29.83. So hopefully he can hold on to it. As I said, this is his first year with iRacing, so he doesn't have the most experience, but he is very quick for how much time he has on the service. So that is the end of qualifying there. So we will get some cars gridding up here in a minute.
I gotta admit, I like the way that Merrick is still right there with his practice time. I think he's definitely going to be a guy to beat here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and just everywhere he goes, he is fast. Like, there's just no way to get around it. So I'll give it a minute for everybody to try to grid up here. I believe Kyle, our race control, is in there giving them their little pre-race speech, telling them some race info, telling them what's going on with the track and whatnot, and getting them ready to go here as we grid up to go. So Floyd, do you know of any track-specific stuff here at Texas to watch out for? Or is it just sort of thing with the Xfinity car is just you just kind of run your best and try to figure it out? Like, I mean, how much do you know?
So I think it's a lot like with the Cup cars. I mean, you're gonna have to watch 1 and 2 because you're gonna think you can dive in there and make it stick, and it's gonna push. I mean, you're gonna have to really back up that 1 and 2 entrance. 3 and 4, you can get loose coming out of it. Other than that, like it's mostly just you got to kind of buy your time and run the best, as fast line as you can. But other than that, like there's not a whole lot, track wise that I know. I mean, I know it's getting pretty hot. We're probably gonna see a lot of guys getting loose coming out of turn 4.
Probably, yeah.
And
I'm gonna cut you off there. Let's go through our grid real quick. So we got starting on pole, Merrick Watchhorn. Starting second, Fortson Poston. Second row, we've got Matt Moglia and J.J. Moore. Third row, we've got Blake Schneider and Evan Allen. Fourth row, we have Mike DeWalt and Connor Rowe. Fifth row, we have Joseph Enright and Devin Lucan. Sixth row, we have Condorian Davis, Justin Potts. Seventh row, Ryan Sizemore, Brandon Meyer. Eighth row, Nicholas Van Hemert, Jimmy Inslee. Ninth row, Clay Ayers, Andrew Allen. 10th row, Jay Monin and Christian Antonio. 11th row, Josh Buckwheat and Robert Ruscello Jr. 12th row is Tom Torrey and Alex Snyder. 13th row is David Valentine, someone who hasn't gridded yet. And then 14th row running us out, we got Stephen Gurley Jr. and then Terry Fennell. So Looks like everybody is rolling, and this is the 1 to green here. So once this pace car comes around, we will be going green. So Floyd, what do you think? Because I know last week we had green flag, checkered flag, nothing in between, just absolute pure racing. You think we're going to be able to do that again this week, or do you think we might have some cautions?
For as much as I'd love to say we are probably gonna repeat that, I think we're gonna have a few at least. And like I said, my biggest area of concern is gonna be coming out of turn 4. I think we're gonna see a lot of guys get loose and, you know, potentially cause checkups. I think turn 4 is gonna be our worst enemy at this track.
Probably. All right, and pace car is off. So leader leads the pack here. Green, the flag man.
Green flag, green flag.
There's the green flag. So we are racing here at Texas.
Oh, had a bit of a checkup there on the inside lane. Right around Mike DeWalt's area there.
Eric Watchorn with a solid run there. The inside always gets a really good run through 1 and 2. The outside lane. Whoa, and the 21 getting really loose. Manages to hold on to it. Everyone got around him good, but he's going to lose a lot of spots off of that. Fortson Poston falls back to 4th off the start because that outside lane just never gets a good start here. Merrick Watch went out to a commanding lead. Matt Mobley a second. Who's that? Was that Blake Schneider? That is Blake Schneider behind him there in 3rd. Fortson Poston in 4th with Mike DeWalt rounding out 5th, and there are battles behind him. Looks like Connor Rowe and someone new in the 24 car, brand new, Evan Allen. He's new to our Sprocket series this week.
Yeah, I like the way they're trying to make that outside lane work right here behind Mike, but it's not, doesn't seem like it's really given too much here.
Well, I think right now, especially when everyone's on fresh tires, the only thing you can really do is just try to hold on to that side draft and take your runs down the backstretch, because you're not going to gain much anywhere else. And the thing is, like, the ideal line is to run up against the wall and sweep into the corners, which the inside line can't do when he's out there. So that is going to be a battle for them. And it looks like a lot of people are getting single filed out here. Oh, and someone hit the wall back there. Later. Merrick Watchorn just running away with it as Mike DeWalt makes a move to the inside there. So he's going to get inside of Fortson Poston, and they're going to race side by side for a minute. But our leader about a second out front now.
Yeah, and these guys getting single filed like this, it's definitely telling me that the track is definitely not where it needs to be yet. So they're probably just playing it safe right now, not really trying to race each other too hard.
Yeah, and the track, you got to definitely rubber up this track before you can start really making moves. You got to lay down your path a little bit and start working those lines in. And it looks like Mike got to the inside of Blake Schneider there, and so they're going to battle now. Mike is making moves. Let's see if I can get my battle box to work the way I want it to here and show us our top 10. So yep, our battle for first here, Merrick Watchorn, Matthew Mobley in second, Mike DeWalt in 3rd, up 4 spots so far, so he is cruising right now. Blake Schneider, Evan Allen, Fortson Poston lost 4 spots off of the start there. Connor Rowe, Devin Lucan, Justin Potts, and Ryan Sizemore rounding out your top 10 right now off the start here. We have 135 laps in this race tonight, so it is a bit of a long one. We are just barely into it, so we've already got some good battles forming, and Mike DeWalt secures that 3rd place, single filed out. So let's see how long it takes him to start making moves on Boglia there.
We've got a couple of different packs here. You got that first pack up there. They're roughly, I'd give or take, about a second and a half or so off this backpack here. And this backpack is still fighting pretty hard. They're 2x2 for the most part here. That guy's still trying to make us in track position and everything.
Oh, and the 24 gets the wall pretty good there. Let's see if we can capitalize on that. So as it runs right now, our leader is out to about a 2-second lead, just about 1.5 second lead. We have a small little pack here for about 2nd through 9th And then we've got a few stragglers in the main third pack that where some battling's happening. People are still sorting out some positions. And it's just, I'm interested in the pit strategy here if you do go green all the way. I'm wondering if people are going to prioritize an early pit stop for fresh tires or try to just run their fuel run and try to just survive on old tires here and try to keep the car from going around from where it'll get slick and their back end will want to kind of do whatever it wants while they're sitting there steering. So that's what I'm interested to see off the start here if we can manage to keep it green the whole way.
And I will say, Merrick is not a guy that you want to have check out very early on because that is very alarming.
It is dangerous.
He is the type of person that will adapt the field very quickly, and he is also very good at saving tires when he needs to. So it's a double whammy for everybody else.
So a bit of a tire whisperer as well as just absolute speed.
Yeah, for sure. He's got the outright speed and he can save tires. So.
All right, yeah. So I mean, he's definitely a contender, and of course, won last week at Auto Club. Didn't have a whole lot of competition in that one. Only the pit cycle saw him lose the lead, so he's definitely used to being up front racing. I think our Sprocket series this year has been a lot more competitive so far than what I think a lot of people expected, because we do have a lot of very skilled drivers in the field, and even our Cup series is just absolutely competitive, where there's just a lot of drivers battling all the time for stuff. And so it's good that both our series here can have really good races, and Sprocket running a bit cleaner just because the Xfinity car is a bit easier to hold on to, frankly. And there's smaller field sizes, so we're not trying to run into each other and try to run the same lines and find the same spots and everything. So those are two factors to it, but frankly, I just have to put it up to the skill of the drivers for a lot of this, as we pretty much all single filed out now throughout the field. Brandon Meyer making a move there.
Looks like the 9 car just got a little bit of a wall off the 2.
Not able to really get up under Oakley like he was for a Rossi pass so far in his lead pack. Devin Lucan has made quite a few positions up there. He's hanging out now in 5th. Connor Rowe right behind him. Fortson Poston lost a few more. So we'll just have to see what they do. And Connor Rowe's making a move to the inside. Looks like he's going to make that one stick.
Yeah, and Walt's going to want to get around the 10 car as quick as possible, because that's going to happen. He's in that dirty air right now, and that's going to that's going to cause him to kind of push a little bit.
Yeah, and it's also going to hurt his tires more, because he's going to have to control his turn in and keep turning the car more as he keeps getting stuck in that air. So he's going to ruin his tires a little bit while trying to run super hard behind him. So he's going to need to either back up and try to match pace, or just actually get under him and try to get around him. Because either way, it's going to hurt him being right in his bumper like he has been.
If he could kind of force him to drive a little harder, being the 10 car, you know, if he can kind of push him just enough to go a little bit faster than what he would normally to kind of burn his tires up a little bit, that might help out the wall a little bit. But also at the same rate, you know, like we were just saying, you got to pace it a little bit. You know, you don't want to burn up the tires too early, because this looks like it's probably going to go on a long green flag right here.
It is sure looking that way right now, and so we're going to pretty much stay on him here. And we see Connor Rowe moved up into 4th there. He got around Blake Schneider. And it looks like a lot of this front pack isn't necessarily battling for position, except for Moglio, who's trying to just really hold on to 2nd. The rest of these guys, not a whole lot of battling happened for them to get their positions. A lot of people just trying to save tires, I'm guessing, and just hold on to their runs and try to make them go as long as possible. But our leader now, what is this, 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds out? Yeah, 2.5 seconds out in front. And we're only 17 laps in, so we're going to need some guys to really pick up the pace and try to go get him here. Because this is just, it's going to be a slaughterhouse if they let him just keep running like this.
Yeah, they're pretty much single file all the way through the top 10 here.
Yeah, I'll pull up the battle box again. Our battle for first, Merrick Watchhorn still out front. Matthew Mobley is still in 2nd. Mike DeWaldo up in the 3rd. Connor Rowe up in the 4th. Let's see. Blake Schneider 5th, Fortune Post in 6th, Devin Luke in 7th, Justin Potts 8th, JJ Moore 9th, and we have Kendorian Davis in 10th. And this battle box wants to keep putting lap down cars up there, or at least back markers. And 12 cars making a move. Looks like Blake Schneider caught a little bit of a wall on entry to 3 there. And I do have to apologize to everybody. My grandstands are not rendering in for some reason. I need to keep messing with the graphic settings. Or I was running on an absolute potato PC a while ago, and I just never really improved that. So I need to mess with that and figure that out. But other than that, the track looks pretty good. See there, you got the 31 making moves. He's going to get by the 38 there pretty easily.
Just a side note, the track temperature has actually gone up another 4 degrees. We are at 100 degrees right now.
So we can actually look at that, yeah. So ambient temperature 69 degrees, nice, and track temp is 100 degrees. So yeah, these cars running heated it up a little bit, so it will be a little bit slippy as toward the end of the runs here as your tires start to go. You will need to watch your transition out of 4. There is a bump there that you got to watch out for. It can really kill you. And then 1 and 2, you just got to really control your entry. Make sure you're not losing it throughout the corner there. But everyone right now running real smooth. Nobody's really having any issues. Our leader out way out front. You got Alex Snyder in the pits for some reason. I wonder what that's about.
Got a
He's
battle
coming
back
out
here
of the
for
pits.
24th. Tom's making moves on Andrew Allen back here.
Yeah, it looks like
Tom's
Tom
going to
got
clear
around
him.
Yep. So we'll see how he can do, making up some ground here. Just scrolling to the rest of the field here. We've got Robert Rossello Jr. there in the 77, good old Bobbert. So looks like he's sort of made his way to the front of his pad. So he's going to get Jack Stanley inside of him and see if they can clean that up. He might just be letting him go. Might be saving might be saving himself. Everyone just trying to keep it organized here.
And as we get later on in these runs, man, I mean, we're going to see some guys kind of come and go a little bit, you know, and see who can actually.
Luke catches the wall there. 31 will capitalize on that one, get the position. That held up Blake Schneider, allows the 21 to get up under him. So there is some movement happening. A lot of it just from people touching that wall, but that's just part of it here at Texas. And luckily, these cars aren't the Gen 6s or the new ARCA car where you touch the wall and it starts tank slapping and you break everything. These cars are pretty sturdy.
We do have Merrick coming up on a lap car here. Looks like it's going to be Alex Snyder. He's coming up on. Let's see what Alex does here.
Alex Snyder had a very early pit stop for some reason. So I'd be interested to know what that's about. It might just be a strategy thing. It might just be he didn't like the feel of the car, wanted to change some things. You never really know this early on.
I kind of wonder if he didn't get into the wall a little bit too hard and get some damage. He's 3 laps down now.
Yeah, then I would say that's not just a pit stop, so he probably had to be fixing stuff.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna try to battle Merrick here just to stay above that 3 laps down mark. See what he does here.
I mean, on the flip side of that is he is the only car a lap down, so he's not under threat of anybody else getting a lucky dog if a caution does come out. But that extra lap down does hurt him if cautions do come out and opportunities arise for him to get the lucky dog and wave arounds. You want to be as close as you can to that lead pack. And, Mike catches the wall there a little bit, so he's going to lose some time to Connor Rowe, who's going to try to capitalize on that going into 1 here. But Mowgli had just a little bit of a roadblock there in second, doing his best Newman impression, I'm guessing. Up there, just holding up these front 4 here. Second through 5th right here.
I think Alex has some issues with the car. He went back down pit road after Merrick got back around him.
Yeah, then he's probably dealing with some stuff there. That is unfortunate to see for him, and that's unfortunate for Independence Motorsports. Oh, and we've got a blinker there in Connor. Hopefully that's not a problem, right? So Mike can navigate that. Fortson Poston back up into 5th. So he made some moves, got back up there. So we got Justin Potts, Kendorian Davis there. Blake Schneider's falling back. Brandon Myers made his way up, so he's going to try to get this position from Blake Schneider and keep moving up through the field. He's a pretty quick guy. And we will unfortunately be losing him in gears for a few months. He has to have a surgery on his hip to repair some damage there. And so we're going to miss him for a little bit. Hope for a good surgery and speedy recovery for him. Hopefully he can get back out. In the Cup Series, he does have the win at our first race at Daytona, so he is sitting pretty good in the points, but the missing couple of months will really hurt, but hopefully he can try to get the wild card entry into the playoffs with that win. And now it's Merrick Watchorn all alone still out front. Matt Moglia still in second, and he's got a good bit of room back there to the 3-car pack, and Mike hits the wall again. He's going to have to stop that before it really hurts him. We've got, looks like Alex Snyder again. Who is that? Come out of the pits.
That's a 77.
That is Bobbert. Good old Bobbert Ruscello there. And Mike's going to be losing out time to Forts and Poston, so they're going to battle it out so you can claim that position here. And that high lane is actually working out kind of well now, that sort of mid lane there through the corners. It's got some rubber on it.
Yeah, and I think as the runs kind of progress, I think you're going to see guys kind of move up a little bit, you know, so that way the car's not as edgy, like coming out of the corners.
Yeah, and you're not having to put as much turn in on it. You're not hurting your tires as much. You know, just it's a whole thing of just you're saving that run, making sure your car stays in order. But Merrick Watchorn's still staying pretty low, running these fast laps, making sure he stays out front. We got Jack Stanley going into the pits. I guess it is technically time for pit stops. This is 31 laps. I don't know exactly what a fuel run is here. Any guesses from y'all? Any of you have any information here?
I'm gonna say, give or take, they're probably right within their pit window. I'd say you got probably at least 40 laps in the tank with these cars. I think a lot of these guys are probably short pitting, coming down, getting new tires and stuff just before the actual fuel window here. So they should be right about within their window for, at least for fuel.
I would have to guess they're coming up on it. But yeah, I mean, if I'm, let's say 20th back, I would be more than willing to try a short pit, come in, get fresh tires, try to make up time on everybody with these old tires, and try to hang on to it and try to just gain positions there, and hopefully after the cycle you can catch a caution or something. Really capitalize on that position.
Yeah, Connor kind of trying to make up some space here on DeWalt. You know, he's up to third place now, so he's coming along pretty good. Starting to gain some ground on Moglia. So we'll see how he can do.
Just a little bit of a gain. So I'm interested to see when these leaders are going to pit, because I think it'll get really interesting at that point to see how these strategies actually end up unfolding.
Oh, looks like we got the 71 car coming down pit lane.
So he pitted out of, I think, 10th there. He dropping down. Fortson again trying to make a move on Mike DeWalt there. See if he can make it stick this time.
He's down to his inside. I think Mike's gonna have to back out here, give him that position.
I mean, you definitely don't want to be stuck outside for long, especially up there where you're trying to just run fast and try to keep up with the leader best you can. Justin Potts there in the 31 has made up a lot of ground, so he's up there in 6th now, hanging out. Old Bobbert stuck there in the middle. Dorian Davis there. Nicholas Van Hemert. So I mean, there's been a lot of movement as we've got Junior on pit road. Jack Stanley still on pit road. He must be fixing something. And our leader's still out front by a good ways.
See, we got the 1 car back out on the track, and he just about ain't shit off the turn 1 or 2.
24 is going down pit road. And that's, I'd be interested, like, did he just really get into the wall and have to fix stuff, or is he just not comfortable in that car and he's just constantly making adjustments, trying to get something going?
You know, I would say it's probably a combination of things. Being as long as he was down pit road, I think that they probably were fixing the car. So it wouldn't surprise me a bit. But also, I think that track temperatures being as high as they are is probably contributing to some of the ill handling characteristics that we're seeing.
And it looks like Justin Ponce here is trying to make moves on Mike DeWalt. Fortson Poston has lost a few positions there. He's fallen back a little bit. And Robert Riscoe there in the 77 is on fresh tires, so we'll see if he can get around these guys cleanly. Try to negotiate this a little bit. Because he's going to want to go on lap himself as quick as possible before Merrick tries to pit, so he can try to capitalize on these fresh tires.
So you have the 21 and the 6 car both down pit lane right now, getting some fresh rubber.
Dorian Davis and Blake Schneider, yeah. So they were both running around the top 10 right there on the bubble, so we'll see where they cycle out. And it looks like all these leaders are just going to try to get all of the fuel out of it before they pit.
Got another taker, got the 12 car coming down now.
So he pitted out of the, I think, 6th position.
Looks like we got the 91 coming in. He's slowing out of turn 4.
Yeah,
And
now
91's coming down.
We're going to see everybody making
Our leader
a trip
pitting
down pit
10
road
car,
now.
5 car, 20 car going with them.
Here to come, boys.
So I believe that leaves the 31 as our technical leader going through this.
Yep, it's going to
Justin
cycle into the
Potts.
lead.
So he will inherit the lead on this one. And we'll see when he pits. We're just going to watch the cycle here.
Oh, 2 car just got the wall too.
And Merrick Watchhorn drops to 10th. Right
Well,
now,
looks like
still
we
in
got
pit
JJ
lane.
Moore in the 31 coming down pit road.
And yep, 31 comes down. Our leader will then become Joseph Enright. Looks like he's coming down.
Yeah, and that's going to cycle Merrick right back into the
Yep, 31 is actually JJ Moore. So I've got my numbers mixed up for a lot of these guys. Justin Potts is in the 38. That's my mistake.
With Merrick's just coming into 3, or just coming out of 4,
So
sorry.
he comes out. He is in 10th place. Our leader is Christian Antonio. 2nd, Devin Lucan. 3rd, Clay Aries. And Clay is new to the Cup Series. And Christian Antonio now pitting. Looks like Lucan's going to follow him in. We'll see who inherits the lead off of that. Clay Aries coming in. And Merrick Watchhorn back up into 4th. He should inherit the lead now and stay back out front. Let's see if I can really scroll to him here. And here comes our new leader, old leader, back in the lead. So let's see. Brandon Meyer looks like he gets 2nd out from the pit strategy there. He's about 3.5 seconds back. And it looks like there's a tight battle there for some position. There's Matt Mobley, our former 2nd place. He's back into 3rd, but he is right there on him.
And we do still have slow traffic coming out of pit road. They're going to stay low here.
Yeah, there's going to be some lap traffic now all over the place. I can actually pull up a track map.
Oh, looks like the number 3 may have had some issues down pit road. He's coming back in.
It looks like Mobley is going to get that position from Meyer. So let's pull up the track map. We can see how spread out everyone is there. So they're just all over the track, little packs here or there. A couple of people still on pit road. So yeah, definitely really spread out now after this pit cycle.
I wonder if Tom might have got a pit penalty.
There's a possibility. I know we had Mike DeWalt speed last week in Auto Club that forced him to stay on pit road longer than he wanted to. Kind of took away
Speaking
his
of Mike
shot in the
DeWalt.
top 3. And yeah, he is now right on Connor Rowe's bumper up into 4th place.
He's making some moves here. He's trying to get around Connor with them fresh tires as soon as he can.
I mean, that's the thing. Once you have the freshies, you want to try to get all the run you can out of them quick. You want to try to use up that advantage.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to back out, give him a little bit of room here, but I think going through 1 and 2, Mike looks like he's really strong through 1 and 2. Kind of loses a little bit of time through 3 and 4, but I think 1 and 2 is going to be his best friend for this race.
Yeah, I mean, that's just some drivers are really good at that entry point. They can roll it really well and floor it out of 1 and 2. And then some drivers are better just keeping their foot to the floor and just steering it through 3 and 4. And it's just interesting to see who's better at what, because I'm definitely more of a keep it to the floor and control it rather than a find your actual braking point, do a little trail braking, get it thrown in, you know, and kind of control the car from there. We've got a few lap down cars in between Merrick Watchorn now, our leader, and our second place of Matt Moglia. It looks like he is flying on this 48 here. They're all going to pass him.
Yeah, here comes Connor and Mike up on the 48 now.
So
He's going to stay high and let him go by.
Overall from that pit cycle, didn't lose anything. He's now up to about a 3.5 second lead. And so if nothing happens in this race, I think he's just going to completely dominate and run away with it, because they're going to need a caution or something to scrunch up this field and get them back racing. Because right now we are very spread out. Everyone's sort of running their line, trying to hold on to their runs, figure out their strategy here.
Yeah, make up what position they can with the newer tires.
But it's looking like the 48 car is actually on a completely different strategy. So I think he's in fuel conserve mode right now. He's actually shutting the car off in the corner.
So that's something I'm going to pull up this nice little SDK pit strategy box, so we can see our leaders all ran 39 laps before they pitted. JJ Moore ran 40, posting 30. What is that? 38. Then you see it kind of Meyer with the early pit there. So let's see if we can.
48's come down yet, has he?
I'm not sure. Let's see if I can back it up to 48. It doesn't look like that will back up.
If that's the case, he's on a completely different pit strategy altogether.
Yeah, like if he's not been down and he's just saving for this long, he might turn this into a possible 2-stop instead of the 3-stop.
I do believe he came down when the 31 and all of them came down.
And our second through fourth pack have gotten around Robert Riskello Jr. there, so I don't think there's anybody in between them and Merrick, although Merrick is coming up on a battle between Devin Lucan and the 58. And who's in the 58? Jay Monin is in the 58. So we'll see how long it takes him to get around these guys and they navigate out.
It's going to be interesting to see how Merrick navigates this lap traffic here.
Well, I'll tell you, he's gonna have to get up and get up ahead of these guys here pretty quickly, because Moglia actually just picked up another 10.
Well, I think Merrick is actually being held up a little bit by their side-by-side battles. Now that they're evened out, he might be able to get around them a bit quicker, but he's not flying up on these guys like I would expect him to.
I wonder if he's trying to kind of conserve tires too. Maybe he seen something there on that last pit stop that he wasn't too fond of, and maybe he's trying to conserve a little bit here for this second run.
That is definitely a possibility here, but I mean, he's not. I don't think he's really losing much time to Moglia. He's still got a 3.5 second lead out there.
Yeah, he's just kind of maintaining the gap right now at this point.
Yeah. We've got Connor Rowe and Mike DeWalt there, just hanging out. It's like, that's the thing, it's just the middle parts of these races when it's just green flag running, you're no longer really battling for positions anywhere unless you can just really start making up time on people making mistakes in front of you. A lot of it is just you try to conserve your run, try to get the most out of your car at the moment, and you just kind of plan out your strategy, because when you have green flag for this wrong, you don't necessarily expect a caution, you try to plan for just more green flag. So you kind of have to build out your strategy and figure out what you're doing. So that's what a lot of these guys are going to be doing, and there's probably a good bit of communication with all these different teams trying to figure out what's going on. I'm actually going to be a little bit tricky. I might get yelled at for this. I'm going to try Let's see if I can get somebody from the race into our little chat here. So let's see if I can get Mike DeWalt up in here. Mike DeWalt, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we've been watching you. You've been hanging out in the top 5. Your teammates way out front. Are y'all just kind of running a strategy here of just try to survive and just keep these green flag laps going? I mean, what's the plan so far?
Plan is just kind of keep the tires on it, but I mean, it's really hard to pass anybody here, especially with people running the same exact lap times as I am with you guys in front of me. So just trying to keep myself fresh and cool, but if I even wanted to, I don't think I could pass these guys, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that is a thing. Just y'all been running real similar, and then you made a lot of moves off the start, got up into 3rd place, and was all over Moblia's bumper, but he was just a roadblock for you. So now it's just sort of run it out, and that seems like what everybody's doing, just try to keep in it and keep their tires good and try to make it to the next pit stop. So yeah, I'm going to wish you luck, drag you back into your thing. Thanks for stopping in and talking to us.
Thanks, man.
Yep. All right, so yeah, I mean, that is just the strategy then. Just keep it together, try to just run your solid laps and hold on. Whoa! 58 really getting out of the way of the 90, and he's sliding back up in front. Goodness.
Ooh. Oh boy.
That'll be a new fire suit moment for our leader there.
Yeah, it's definitely a code brown.
Yeah, that is. Whew. I'm sure the pucker factor was real there. That is
I'm
something
sure
you
he's
do
not
not
going to be too
wanna
happy
see.
about that.
I'm sure there's probably something going over the radio right now.
Oh yeah.
And Kyle, of course, who can hear it all. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's letting us know. Yeah.
He's not going to be too happy about that one, and that's probably going to cost him a little bit of time here.
Yeah, there's a
'cause
possibility of that.
I'm sure he had to check up for that one.
And all of
I don't
our
know
field
what
is
that-
really spread out, mostly single file. No one's really battling for position. The closest positions is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th there with Moglia, Connor Rowe, and Mike DeWalt. And they're all running pretty much the exact same times. So they're just trying to stay right there in that line, try to get the little bit of draft that is here to work for them and just keep steady. And it's like I said this before I went live, but I mean, I love the racing here in Sprocket and how competitive it is and how clean these guys can keep it to stay green flag to checkered flag and just not have any issues along the way. But at the same time, it does get a little bit boring up here just watching cars turn left, you know. So I do, a small part of me just wishes for that caution to come out so we can really stack this field back up, get some racing going, and we can go, you know, look, point, and laugh at some people who are making some mistakes. But with this green flag running, I mean, it's watching these guys just perfect their laps. And Connor Rowe is making a little bit of movement on the inside of Matt Moglia there. He's going to see if he can take it.
Now, with these two getting side by side like this, that's going to open up a door for Mike.
Yeah, it's like if
We'll
he
see
can
if,
just build a good run out of a corner here, he might be able to just follow Connor.
That's exactly what he's doing right now.
Exactly door to door here. So that's going to slow them both up. That side draft is real.
And Mike's starting to get that draft going there.
That run
going
into 3 there. So Connor is cleared. We'll see if Mike can get in there. I don't think he can. He wasn't close enough. And Matt's going to do the crossover move out of 4 there. Back inside of Connor Rowe.
I think DeWalt's best opportunity is going to be to time it just right and come out of 2 while these guys are fighting it.
Well, at the same time, though, it might be a situation where he just wants to hang out in his position, let them battle it out, and then maybe survive after they bump and run and maybe crash each other. So, I mean, just different mentalities there, but definitely some good action right there. Connor Rowe is now securely in 2nd place. Matt Moglia now securely in 3rd. Mike DeWalt still in 4th out back right there. And let's see if I can pull up our top 10 again. And this is going to be all over the place. We can see our top 5 in this. Merrick Watchhorn still your leader. Connor Rowe up 6 positions in 2nd. Matthew Moglia 3rd. Mike DeWalt in 4th. And J.J. Moore in 5th in that 31 car. So he's still hanging out somewhere back there. Let's see if we can go find him. Oh, he's right there. He is making up time on him. He is catching. So we'll see if he can grab onto the back of them and see if he can even make moves throughout that little pack there because they are just all running the same times.
Looks like Mike's actually getting held up again by the 10 car there at Moglia, and it's going to be, I think he needs to just find a way around him the best that he can. Oh, he's going to give him the
Ooh,
bumper here
goodness.
going to 3.
And they're going to try
That
to get
sent
around
him a
this
little bit of a
58
message there.
car. And Mike is definitely quicker through 3. He's a little bit of run off of 4, but he's definitely doing a lot deeper entry. Oh, and we have a caution.
Oh, we got a caution.
And we'll see here. So I'm going to take us into our transition. I'm going to see if I can catch that.
That's with the 00.
Yeah. So let's see if I can catch this. Oh yeah, that was whoa. Alright, so we are back in this one here. So let's click play on this. We can watch Terry Fennell here in the 00 here. Out of 2. Brushes the wall, comes down a little bit, catches the 38. They both just go crashing through the field right there. And he gets caught by the 23 car. It looks like that's the 3 guys who are in it. So that is our caution. So Terry just tapping the wall a little bit, getting all kinds of squirrely. Let's see if we can go watch that one more time. Let's back it up. Try to get a different angle here. Watch it from a bit higher of an angle. You can see the 38 on the inside of him there. And just wall, tries to save it, taps the 38. Yeah, they both just catch the wall there. And then the 23 has nowhere to go. That is unfortunate. Slight mistake there from Terry. And it looks like that's going to pretty much end his day here.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Go back live here.
He was starting to get a good run form in there. I think
on pit road. Looks like everybody's coming in for some fresh tires here.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see here after the pit stops here who's gonna get what. Looks like Connor's gonna beat
Connor, Mike DeWalt, Matt Moglia, who is at 31 of JJ Moore, and then Merrick Watchhorn. So Merrick Watchhorn, it looks like back into 5th off of this, and Tom Torrey possibly trying to get a wave around here. Is he on the lead lap? No. So Tom Torrey is definitely a lap down, so he's going to try to get a wave around here.
I'm kind of curious to know what these guys' tires were.
This is very interesting now. Connor Rowe will be your leader. And Tom might actually be the leader. Was he a lap down before this?
Tom is 3 down currently.
Okay, so he has to be getting a wave around here.
I would think so.
It will be when we get to, I think, 2 to green or 1 to green here. So he'll be going around the pace car here in a minute. But our leader, Connor Rowe, now off of the pit cycle, off the pit stops there. Mike DeWalt now in 2nd. Matt Moglia now in 3rd. JJ Moore now in 4th. Brandon Meyer in 6th. Merrick Watchhorn 5th. Yeah, okay, just had to have that scroll through. They're going to stack up here. So Merrick Watchhorn now 3 rows back after that commanding lead. So this is going to really shake things up at the almost halfway point of this race here.
I'm curious to see what Mike does with this. I'm curious to see if he's going to kind of just buy his time, or if he's going to try to take command of the lead and see how long he can take it. So
well, the outside lane going through 1 and 2 always loses here at Texas. So your best chance is to find the gap on the inside and jump in for that run through 1 and 2 on the start. So I'm interested to see how well he can capitalize on something like that, or try to side draft like crazy to try to hold on to it. Because by the time you have that run out of 2, the inside line's almost always a few car lengths ahead, and that outside line always loses. I've never seen it win here in Texas. So our pace car is going to exit 4 here and turn onto pit road. And we will be going back green here.
This will be interesting to see what Merrick can do while you're back in traffic.
I mean,
See
it's
how
definitely going to
quickly
be
you can
interesting
get
to see
through
how
it.
dirty air is going to affect his car because he has not been in it at all tonight.
Exactly.
Pace car is off. Leader has control in what used to be the Geico
Green
restart
flag,
zone.
green flag.
Back green. Here
And
we
there's
go.
the green flag. Connor has a good run off of it. Mike DeWalt, you see he's going to go ahead and start shifting. Yep, he's going to capitalize on that. Brandon Meyer left out to dry a little bit. So Connor Rowe, Mike DeWalt. Oh, he's getting a little squirrely on exit. Matt Moglia, JJ Moore, and Merrick Watchorn, your top 5. Brandon Meyer sneaking in 6th there. He's going to try to hold on to these guys. We've got battling out back, 2 wide there for about 10th. Let's see how well Connor can hold on to it here. Mike is all over him right now. Merrick Watchorn trying to make that middle lane work.
We got action. 28's around.
Oh.
28's around out back somewhere.
There's the 2.
The yellow
Oh,
flag is
and there's
out.
the
Another
caution.
wreck.
So, yep, we're going to transition again and try to go find that one.
Start your engine, hear it roar. Feel the
It's a possibility here.
headlights gleam. Charging fast,
Just kind of caught the apron a little bit and kind
Alright,
of
so
shot it
we are
back up the track.
back here. We're going to watch this. We're watching 28 here. So he's on the bottom here. Goes into 1. He catches that apron, slides back up, taps the 2, the 9, taps the 29. Looks like everyone's starting to save it. And the 2 car just loses it, taps the 28 again. So yeah, just dove in deep, took the apron. Can't really be doing that here. You will definitely lose the car. And the 28 did a really good job saving it, but that tap he gave the 2 just made him lose it. And so they both go spinning, and that's another caution here. Take it back live. Jump to our leaders here.
He's gonna come down pit road.
And he always runs interesting strategies, so I'd be curious to see what he's doing there, because it might just be a fuel thing if he wants to try to get as much out of this as possible. So I'd be interested to see that. So let's see if I can pull up a proper top 10 here with Ruscello Jr. going around for his lucky dog. So our top 10 right now: Connor Rowe, Mike DeWalt, Matthew Moglia, JJ Moore, Merrick Watchorn, Blake Schneider, Condorian Davis, Nicholas Van Heemer, Evan Allen, and Fortson Poston holding down 10th there. So a lot of movement in this top 10 so far tonight. So we're going to try another restart here in a minute. Connor Rowe did a really good job off that restart of controlling and staying out front. Mike DeWalt tried to make some moves there as we were going into lap 2 or 3 of that little run. But I'm surprised to see Merrick Watchorn stayed in 5th. He didn't actually get around anybody. He tried to make a move on the outside of that 31 car, but couldn't get anything to really stick there. I mean, I'd be interested to see if he can do anything better, if he learned anything from that little run there, if he's just going to try to survive the dirty air and see what his car is actually capable of when he's in a pack.
I think a lot of what he's gonna try to do here is he's gonna wait for these guys to make a mistake, and when they do, he's gonna try to capitalize on it. So I think he's gonna try to keep on the inside as much as he absolutely can, unless the guy in front of him is just running that slow and he can't make a move towards that outside lane.
And we saw Brandon Meyer just sneak onto pit road there again, so I think that's definitely a top-up strategy for him if he wants to have the absolute most fuel he can in this car and try to get it just on one more stop from here. But I don't know the fuel mileage here, so it might be a one stop for everybody. He might be trying to take it really long on this one and then have fresh tires for the end. He's a guy who really likes those weird strategies and tries to capitalize on them, and it usually works out for him, so I'd be interested to see how that goes. But once again, Connor Rowe, your leader, Mike DeWalt 2nd, Matt Moglia in 4th, JJ Moore in 4th, Merrick Watchorn in 5th, and they've got not Blake Schneider, who's in the, is that Blake Schneider? I'm losing my mind. I can't read numbers. Blake Schneider. I should get glasses. That might be what
Blake
this is.
is in the 6.
Yeah, Blake Schneider in the 6 car. That 6 just looks like an 8 from where I'm watching this, but yeah, glasses. I think I just need glasses. So Blake Schneider in 6th there, so we're coming up to another restart. We'll see if they can keep it together on this one.
And I'm gonna assume that nobody can really make it from here on fuel.
Oh no,
So
there's no way.
I'm assuming the strategy is gonna be to probably split the run up. You know, maybe go like 30 and 30 on a fuel run.
Yeah, I would
and,
say either
get some
split
tires.
it, yeah, or I'm a fan of the early stop pit when I know I can fill up for the most, and pace car is off here. So leader has control in the Geico restart zone.
Green, green,
We
green.
are green flag once again. Connor again with a great launch. Mike DeWalt did not do as well that time. I don't know if he's going to be able to clear Mowgli, and
That
no,
was a bad
Mowgli
start
is
for
right
the 20
there.
car.
So the outside lane holding on pretty well. Merrick Watchhorn's probably going to clear JJ Moore here. Oh, and he might be able to clear Mike DeWalt. Mike DeWalt falling way back. JJ Moore on the inside of him. Merrick Watchhorn up into third. Battle for fifth there with JJ Moore and Mike DeWalt. We'll see how they can hold on to it.
Just giving Matt that bumper there.
I mean, he's shown he's the fastest car out there, just trying to get through some dirty air here, try to get through the cars.
Oh, and he tried to look to the inside there of Mowgli, and it did not work out for him. He had to back out there. Mowgli looking to the inside of Connor Rowe now for first.
Let's see if he can get him cleared, and looks like Merrick is going to just follow him best he can here. See if he can hold on to it here, get that push.
Meanwhile, JJ Moore's moving up into fourth. He's going to clear Mike DeWalt.
Mike got stuck there on that middle lane.
Mowgli is clear of Connor now. Let's see what Merrick does here.
Head card
Looks like Merrick's
just a
gonna
little
stay
bit loose
right
off of 2
there.
there, and that's going to allow the 91 to kind of
Oh,
Oh, we are
Merrick's gonna
going
take it
3
wide
wide
into
into
three.
3 here. Oh, Connor backs out of it. That's probably a smart move from him. You do not want to be stuck up high.
And Merrick's going to clear
We got the 28 car going back
Mowgli
down.
up.
Oh, we got a 12 car spun back there. There's a caution for it.
Oh, we got another one.
We got another one here. We cannot get these green flag runs in now. So we're going to transition once more. We're going to try to jump onto the 12 car. Definitely, we definitely had a Larry Mack moment there of cautions breed cautions here. So we'll see. Alright, so let's
Back up off 4.
go back there. You can watch the 12 car here. Goes into the corner. He's sticking low. Oh, it's the 21 and 24 there who catch the 12 car, and he just gets absolutely destroyed off of that one. So let's back that up.
Yeah, to
Let's
me
see
it
if I
looks
can
like a
hop on
case
board the
of
24
one guy
car
checking
here.
up. Looks like one guy checking up and just the other one not expecting it, and they kind of meet right down there in the middle. And
See, it's like, I think the 21 just actually kind of drives across the 24, because 24 dedicates himself low there. Let me watch this one more time. And the 21 just kind of steers low. I don't know if he was trying to block there or what, but you can't be doing that. I mean, yeah, you're just dumping yourself doing that, 21. Come on now. What are you doing?
yeah,
Just silly
it's-
driving right there. Silly. That's Kendorian Davis in the 21. Just making a silly mistake there. We're back live here. Merrick Watchhorn did get to the lead off of that. We've got Matt Moglia in second. Connor Rowe in third. Mike DeWalt back in fifth. JJ Moore in fourth. Blake Schneider still in sixth. Brandon Meyer up there into seventh. He's hanging out. Robert Riskello
Yeah.
Jr. up into eighth after being a lap down with that early pit stop. We've got Steven Jr. He's a lap down. Jimmy Inslee's in ninth. Where's he at? He's back behind these lap cars. There he is. Nicholas Van Hemert rounding out our 10th spot right now. So it definitely got really interesting here with 3 cautions kind of back to back. We've got Tom Torrey going down the pit lane here. While I'm talking about it, we'll go ahead and pop this up here. Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, over at twitch.tv/xHorseboatX. Tom Torrey is on the call there. He broadcasts our Gears Cup series. That's Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to hop over there and tune into him to watch our Cup series. Some great racing going on over there. So, I mean, he does a really good job of making everything entertaining and really putting on a good show for our Cup Series, which so far this season has had a lot of really good, crazy races. So we are stacked up here. We're going to come around one more time. Floyd, you think we're cautioned out now? Or you think we're going to get a couple more?
Oh, I think we've pretty much seen our fair share of cautions, so I think these guys are gonna try to run the green flag laps as much as they can, try to get back on that same strategy that they had earlier. I'm gonna be kind of curious to see what Mike does here. He's back on the inside lane, running P5. He's right behind Connor. I'm almost kind of curious to see if he's going to try to move Connor out of the way and stay with his teammate there.
Yeah. I was like, I'm most interested to see if Merrick can get back out front the way he was, or if these guys can actually stay on him now. And pace car is off. We were going to go green. Merrick Watchhorn back in control.
Green flag, green flag.
There's the green flag. And that outside lane just not getting as good of a restart there as Merrick. Merrick just absolutely gone for a minute there. JJ
Mike
Morgan
didn't
dropped
get a
the
very
inside.
good restart either.
Yep, and looks like Blake Schneider's even going to get a run on Mike there. Connor trying to do his best to get back up there to Merrick. Trying to get in that little bit of draft there.
JJ Moore's all over the back bumper of Connor there.
Absolutely. We got Blake Schneider up into 5th, Brandon Meyer up into 7th, Robert Rossello still in 8th there hanging out. And everyone's single file trying to figure out where their speed is exactly. Looks like Brandon Meyer's going to go to the inside here into turn 1 under Mike DeWalt there in the 20. And Merrick is kind of just running away with it a little bit here. Connor's trying to stay with him.
Looks like Meyer's gonna get clear of Mike here. Oh, and he's gonna go all over the back bumper there of Schneider. He's gonna try to get a good run here.
Oh, and Meyer got
he's
loose.
getting loose.
Manages to save it. He's going to lose a few spots off of that one. Mike DeWalt capitalizes off of that mistake. Robert Sola Jr. couldn't really get through there, so he's going to hang out right there. So we're packed up again. Everybody's running sort of single file. Connor's trying to stay right there with Merrick, not really letting him get away like he was. We got a little bit of gap back to 9th there. And we're pretty much all single filed out from out behind them. Mike all
Connor's just
over
trying to find
Blake
him.
Schneider right now.
Oh, he's making a run to the inside here. See
Trying
if
to
he
make
can
that
clear
one
through
work.
1 and 2. He's gonna get way clear of him through 1, but he's gonna start sliding up here. See if Blake tries to do a
Blake's
crossover,
gonna
and
go
he's
back
going
on the
to.
inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us into a loose and loud here. Hope we get some green flag running. So let me get this set up here.
coming back on some lap
And
traffic
we
stuff.
are back. We see Merrick Watchhorn here, our leader, coming back up on some lap traffic. Check her back up. So Connor Rowe not letting Merrick run away like he was. They're really staying with him, that top three. Mobley being a little bit of a roadblock back there in fourth, holding up some guys. Robert Rosello Jr. moved up into sixth. Let's see here. Any other movement? Doesn't look like there's much other movement there. Brandon Myers battling for eighth back there.
We got J.J. Moore trying to make a run here on Connor. That lap car kind of messed him up a little bit coming out of turn 2.
Yeah.
You know, and what the 10 car kind of dropping back like that, I'm not so sure if he's, you know, he might have a little bit of damage maybe, or if he's just kind of conserving the stuff a little bit and playing the long run game here. So it'd be interesting to see what happens later on.
I mean,
well, whatever he's doing, I mean,
Mike's really trying to get around Mowgli there, but
yeah,
Merrick's starting to break out a little bit now.
In the aero dependency of these cars, it's really super hard to get around these guys and you know, make a run stick around like the outside. You know, make that pass.
That's the thing, just passing here is just difficult. Ryan, I saw your message there about us being quiet. Hopefully it's better now. So, I mean, yeah, Merrick getting a little bit out there. Connor Rowe did his best there for about 5-10 laps there, just really trying to hold on to him. J.J. Moore's right there on Connor, though. Definitely some speed right there. Mike's still stuck behind Novia. Dr. Stowe might be trying to get on the inside there. He's down there. See if he can make it stick.
I think he's going to have this one here if he can get clear of him. Or at least keep the drag race going down the back.
Again, yeah. That run off the high side there.
That's the whole problem with that corner, man. If you're on the inside, it chokes the car down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the more you have to feather and control your car, the lower you go into the push your runoff is going to be. So when you try to stick it low for 1 and 2, you got to absolutely nail it. Otherwise, you're going to have that where that runoff for 2, you're just going to lose out when you got on your outside. Looks like Mike's got the runoff for 2 this time here. Oh, smacks the wall. He's going to lose a lot of time off of that one. Let's see if Robert can capitalize. Looks like Mike's going to get it back here together through 3 and 4. And oh, man. That's a big mistake there. Robert's on the inside there. I wouldn't be shocked if his spotters let him know about some wheel damage right now. That was a big hit. He did a really good job keeping it straight right there. A lot of people would have lost it right there.
And that's exactly what happens, man. So you get behind these guys and it just, dude, it's like a wall of air, and you know, it just turns the car into a plow box and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, that's the thing, just he got tired of being stuck behind Mowgli there, tried to make him move on the inside, didn't work. So on that next run, he just tried to floor it out and hold on to it, and it just washed right up the wall.
I almost wonder
J.J. Moore still on Connor's back. Merrick Watchhorn still making a little bit of time out front.
I almost wonder if a bump and run there would have been a little bit better for that one.
And that's the, there hasn't been a lot of attempts at a bump and run here. I mean, I think it'd be very effective. You just give them a little shove through one. They absolutely have to save it and wash up. But I think the downside there is here. If you give someone a shove, there's a really good chance they might just lose the car and collect you with it. So it's a that sort of situation. You gotta do something eventually.
You can make that inside line work, but you have to kind of be a dick about it. Because what you have to do, you have to kind of, you know, you got to pull a slider on the car that you're passing, and just kind of park it right in front of them mid-corner. You know,
Yeah,
so
Mike.
that way they can't get a run on the outside.
I'm seeing J.J. Moore got up into second place as Mike is losing more positions here.
Yeah, Mike's car's
J.J.
got to be
Moore
hurt
made that
right now.
J.J. Moore in second.
Oh, we got Brandon Meyer coming back down pit road. Looks like he's going to try to short pit this one.
So he is definitely short pitting it. Going to try to use those fresh tires for all they're worth here on this final little run. It was just a one stop for everybody. And Mike's car must be hurting. He's now losing spots to the 33, and the 9's probably going to get around him here. He
Yeah,
was in
but
the
these
9
Xfinity
here.
cars,
I haven't
man,
mentioned him yet. Oh,
you,
jump on
you
it.
bang the fenders on these Xfinity cars, and it's all over.
Oh, and the 9 car is a lap down. It's Josh Buckley. I haven't mentioned him. So my car's losing time here. So we see Brandon Meyer coming back out. He's going to try to get everything he can out of those fresh tires.
And if I'm DeWalt, I'm pitting right now and getting this thing fixed up.
I mean,
getting
I would
ready to
think
go.
pit early, but at the same time, you almost want to just try to save as much speed as you can. Try to get back in it best you can. And pit with the leaders and try to stay on their tires. Pit here. Try to fix some of that damage. We got Tom Torrey, I believe he's on fresh tires making a run now. Oh, definitely fresh. He's coming up on these leaders here. He's going to try to unlap himself.
Now he is 4 laps down currently. Let's see if he can maintain here and get back just 3 down.
So yeah, Tom Torrey there, trying to make
You
some
have,
runs with those fresh tires.
The 31 car did manage to get ahead of Connor.
Yes, he did. And Connor's falling back a little bit off of it. But as we're looking at Tom here, trying to make it back around Merrick Watchhorn to unlap himself here. You know, save a lap down at least. Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's our Cup Series. Tom Torrey there, twitch.tv/X Horseboat He's on the call for all our Cup races. Absolutely fantastic show he puts on, so go tune into those. That's every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Those fresh tires really make a difference. You can tell. He is just flying right now.
He's getting back around Merrick there. He's going to get a lap back here. It's going to go back to being just 3 laps down now.
So I'll tell you something I'm noticing. I see some damage on the right front of Connor. And I almost wonder if maybe he might have clapped the wall a little bit, and that's probably what caused the 31 to get around him.
He did catch the wall early, so I don't know if that's damage from that or if something happened there on entry 3 and 4 that we were back there looking at Mike. JJ made that pass where.
Yeah, he's definitely losing ground. He's back 3.1 seconds back of the 91 right now, so he's falling in the clutches of the 10 car shortly.
So we've got people pitting all throughout the field right now. This is just going to be an interesting strategy call for everybody. Figured if they want to try to short pit, split the run this stint as long as they can. So interesting here. Yeah, so all our leaders pitted under that same caution there. You can see that. And Enright had an extra stop in there with those cautions. Davis had an extra stop. Aries had 2 extra stops there. So that's our top 10's pit strategy right now. So all these leaders are running kind of on the same fuel, same tires. So it'll just be a game of when they actually want to pit. I'd say most of them are just going to follow Merrick when he makes his decision to run.
We do have the 31 slowly closing in on Merrick here, so.
I mean, 31 has definitely been quick all night. He's been hiding there in the top 5, just hanging out most of the race. These restarts have allowed him to really get up there. Yeah, his last lap was a 31.98. Merrick's last lap was a 32 flat, so a little bit of gain. Let's see here. Brandon Meyer's last lap with his ultimate strategy of hitting really early, at least in terms of his last stop here. He's running about a couple of thousandths faster than the leader right now, so he is trying to get those fresh tires.
We got a battle for 3rd here.
Yep. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, and Mobley's making a move on the inside of Connor. Try to make that work. Whoa, Connor's really making it aggressive 3-3 here. Let's see if he can hold on to it.
Sounds like we got the 33 car coming down pit lane. So it's going to take a
Looks like,
Makes that pass stick.
I was gonna say, it looks like Mowgli is gonna make that one stick, so he's gonna take over 3rd. Meanwhile, we got JJ Moore is slowly chasing down our race leader, Merrick Watchhorn.
I mean, he ran almost 2 tenths faster that last lap. He is trying his best to get up there and battle him. That gap is not large. It's only about a second back, so JJ Moore eating into that best he can before this pit stop. And we're 25 to go here, so he's got to really get on it. We got Matthew Mobley and Connor Rowe entering the pit road here. So we'll see what the leaders do now.
I almost wonder if they're. I wonder if they're going to pit together here. We'll see what happens coming around.
I mean, if
Looks
I'm
like
and Merrick Watchhorn's going in, JJ Moore's going to try
there
to
we
slow
go.
it down.
Okay, let's see what happens here.
If he really slowed it down there, he gained a lot on that entry. I'm going to watch this battle here. I mean, this is the battle for the lead right now. They should be able to
Whoever
cycle
can manage to
back
get
out.
off that road here quicker.
Looking for clean stops for these guys, clean stops. And I'm hoping the 31 actually did get it slowed down. It looks like he did, but he gained a lot going into pit road there.
Might even be able to this thing too. That might
Definitely
be a
right
strategy.
sides for both. And it looks like they're both going to get lefts as well. Their pit stops are looking pretty equal right now.
So they're both
Oh,
going to
31 much better
31's
exit.
getting it.
He needs to keep it under pit road speed there, and he's right on the 91's bumper on exit there. Gained a lot of time through that pit stop. That was flawless from the 31 as long as he didn't
Here
speed
we go,
there.
boys. We got a race on our hands now.
This
Let's
is
see
going to
what-
be interesting.
Let's see what the 91 goes here and does. I think the 91's feeling a little bit of pressure from the 31 here.
And they're only back into the 5th and 6th spots after that pit stop. Mike DeWalt, I think, is the only one who's part of that original top 5 who's not pit yet.
Well, he did hit early. He hit around about that.
That is true. He did a very early pit stop, so he's now running in 3rd. Joseph Enright is our leader. Clay Aries is running 2nd. Those people definitely haven't pit. And they're going to go right around Mike here. He's probably dealing with some decent damage. His tires are kind of old at this point.
Yeah, I think
right around him.
I think Mike is pretty hurt from that turn 2 exit there. So
Yeah, that
he's-
definitely killed his race. And JJ has a run here.
JJ's looking
Good.
He's
Yes.
really looking to get around Merrick here. Let's see what happens here. This is going to be a good battle.
He's got 20 laps to try to make a pass stick. So they both got fresh tires. They're both full of fuel here. And JJ was catching all throughout that last run. He was routinely faster on his lap. So we'll see if he can actually get something done here.
He's almost to the bumper there at Merrick. I think Merrick's feeling a little bit of pressure here.
I would be.
He's holding right
And
there
Joseph
with him
Enright,
through
our
1 and
current
2.
leader, is going into pit road.
Oh, and JJ's going to try to make something stick on the outside here. He's looking to the outside. Not going to get there. He's backing down. Do we see a crossover here?
If he can get on this right rear just right, he might be able to take some of that air off there and get him a little loose too.
Yeah, it's a side draft really works here. So if you can get onto somebody's quarter panel and slow him down these straights, you can get a really good run into the corners.
I almost wonder if we're going to see a crossover move here from JJ. Maybe he's going to try to make him think he's going outside and try to run by him on the inside. But Merrick likes to protect that bottom lane, so...
JJ is really backing up his trees to make sure he gets the best run off here. And that's kind of his best bet. Trying to just get the best runs he can out of the front.
I think with
bump here, he is on him.
I think
Into the back stretch.
if JJ can manage that turn 1 and 2 entrance and exit, I think we could see a crossover where Merrick might go high out of turn 2, and I think JJ can probably slide down below him, get that drag race going down, and then in turn 3 clear the pass.
So the 48 car is our current leader, Clay Aries, but they are gaining on him a couple of seconds a lap right now.
He has not pitted yet, so
He is.
I think he's just trying to get his 15
blow
minutes of
right
fame
by him.
here. Yeah, they're about to really get by him here. They're coming up on him quick.
Yeah. Gap's only 1 second now. 48 car is that blue car right there, that red splitter.
I think he's just trying to get his 15 minutes of fame here, and then
He's led a few laps. That's good for a point. So he's gonna I think he's just gonna try to hold on to it here. He might be able to make it. And they're gonna, Merrick gonna shoot the inside. JJ's gonna follow him best he can. That killed
really
that
took
run.
31's run right there.
Yeah. Merrick Watchorn, your new leader, new old leader. JJ
Sounds
Moore in
like,
second, holding on very close.
It looks like 48 might be pitting here. Yep, 48 is going to bring it down pit road, so it's going to be the 31 and the 91 here. That's going to be our battle for the lead, battle for the win. I think if the 31 plans it out just right, I think the 31 might get him.
He's definitely got the speed for it. He just needs to make sure he doesn't ruin his tires trying to make these moves. He needs to try to hold on to it and choose the right moment.
Yeah,
Matthew
he's just
Moglia currently third, Robert Riskello Jr. up into fourth, Nicholas Van Heeman up into fifth, Jimmy Inslee in sixth, Schneider seventh, Mike DeWalt eighth, Connor Rowe ninth, and Brandon Meyer in 10th. That's your top 10 right now, but the battle is here for first.
The 31 car is going to have to play this run just right. He's going to have to make a good run coming out of four and just get a lot of head of steam coming off that straightaway. And, hopefully he can make it stick into turn one or turn two, maybe back up that entry just a little bit and get a good run on that backstretch.
Well, see, I think the best thing for the 31 to do here, just be as patient as absolutely possible. They're coming up on lap traffic still. We've already seen Merrick can still perform good in lap traffic. But I think if the 31 just plays it as absolutely patient as possible, I think he can still get up there and make that pass. He just, as you guys said, he has to conserve them tires a little bit, keep the pressure on the 91, but not try to make that pass every lap. And he's backing off a little bit. I think he's going to let Merrick kind of burn his tires off here the best he can. He just needs to be careful to not get too far behind.
Yeah, it's like he's losing a little bit of time, and it might be a situation where JJ has already burnt his tires and is just trying to hold on to it now.
It could very well be that.
I mean, they've got 8 seconds back to third place, so JJ's shouldn't really be worried about losing another position here, but if he's already run through his tires and he's just pretty much lost pace now, it's just a case of hope Merrick messes up and you can capitalize on it. You just got to try to stay right there on his bumper as best you can.
And it does look like the 31 does kind of roll the corner a little bit better through 1 and 2. So maybe he's burning the tire up a little bit more. I don't know, but he's not really gaining anything else on him elsewhere. Through 3 and 4 or anything like that. So just kind of maintaining pace right now. See what happens.
Yeah.
In, maybe another 5 or 6 laps.
We're going to catch a couple more lap down cars before the end of this one. Yeah, and they are running almost exact same lap times now.
Yeah, we're 125 in, 135, so got about 11 laps to go, give or take, and we'll see what 31 can pull out here.
Yeah, because I mean it's the 91's race to lose. 31 can be the one to upset him, but he's got to get there. But I don't think he's catching anymore. They're just kind of running the exact same. Yeah, and that last lap time was literally exactly the same. So looks like he's just trying to maintain.
Yeah, and if you're Merrick right now, all you're trying to do is just kind of maintain that gap. Don't let him get too close. But also at the same rate, you don't want to burn your stuff up just in case he is kind of conserving a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, just if I'm JJ, I'm trying to stay as close to him as I can, just in case he makes a mistake. And Merrick's been just about perfect throughout this race. He's been running really well, hasn't made any mistakes yet. So it's a tough sell for him, but JJ is still sticking with him.
JJ is slowly closing that gap. He was at a 0.58. He's down to a 0.576 right now. So he is still slowly closing through the corners. He may just be conserving and seeing what he can do here.
Got a really good run off of turn 3 and 4 right
He
there.
is running out of time, though, so if he's going to try to do something, he needs to do it now. And
Pick
that
that
lap
Eagle
was a
10th on
10th
Merrick.
faster. Yeah, he's gunning it now. He's trying to get there.
So
I mean,
maybe he
there's no
kinda
more
just-
time to wait. You got to get there.
Oh, he got the wall.
Oh yeah, got a little bit in the wall there. That's going to slow him down a little bit, but doesn't look like it's going to affect too much here. We'll see what he's got.
Doesn't look like it hurt the car at all.
I think Merrick might have a little bit of competition at the end of the race here. We'll see.
we got another 7 laps to go, so let's see if we can make anything happen out of this.
He's back a little bit over half a second back now, so.
Yeah, he lost all the time he made up when he hit that wall there. Gotta see how well he can recover here. I mean, coming to 6 to go, he is running out of time quick.
Yeah, I honestly don't think JJ's gonna be able to get there. It's gonna be close coming down to the last couple laps here. He's slowly gaining on it, but I don't think it's gonna be enough here.
Yeah, I don't think he's got enough time anymore to catch, and he's probably
There's
used
one
up
thing
most of
catching
his
him, there's another
tires.
thing passing him.
And yeah, that as well. I mean, we've already seen it's almost impossible to pass here.
But there is that chance of a late race caution, even though
There is
Merrick's
always a
probably-
chance of it.
Merrick's probably going to choose that inside lane, but we'll see what happens here.
Yep, we are 5 to go now. JJ is still running faster laps. He's starting to close back in again.
Now, if the chance of a late race caution comes out, do these guys still have another set of tires to use, or have they used them all up?
That is
That's
a
gonna
good,
be-
yeah, that is a good question. I don't know. That will be something to figure out if we do get a caution here. But at the same time, like you said, Merrick will just choose that inside and be able to run away with it. That's only 2 laps, and there probably won't be enough time for anybody on the outside to catch again. And we're coming
Yeah, it
up on
looks
some
like-
more lap down cars.
Looks like Merrick kind of ran away there going down the backstretch. JJ catches going through 3 and 4. Let's see what he's got here in the tank.
So we hit 3 to go here. JJ is giving it everything he's got, but he's not gaining anymore. Merrick just needs to stay calm, run those consistent laps like he's been, and he should be able to hold on to this one.
He's
Get
got
around
the
this
one
lap
car
down
in front of
car.
him. Looks like the one's going to stay high and let these guys battle it out. Oh, he may pull down in front of the 31. That's going to slow the 31 down a little bit. They're keeping about the same gap. Does the 31 try to pick up a little bit of a draft from the one here?
I mean,
He's going to dive down to the inside. One's going to stay high.
oh!
Contact there between the
Little bit of
31 and the
contact.
1.
One smacks the wall hard right there, and that's really going to slow up JJ Moore. And yeah, he fell back about half a second off of that one.
Cost him big time there.
Yep, he's got no chance of catching now.
No.
No,
We are on the
We're on
white
the last
flag.
lap, so this is it.
this is all Merrick's race.
So Merrick just has to get around half a lap here. Just keep it clean. He will be a back-to-back Sprocket winner. And Merrick comes out of 4. That car looks clean as a whistle as he hits the tri-oval here and crosses the line for his 2nd Sprocket Series win.
So there you go, guys. Merrick Watchhorn, 2 back-to-back in the Sprocket Series. JJ Moore is hoping he had a few more laps there.
Yep, and so your top 10 here, Merrick Watchhorn gets the win, JJ Moore 2nd, Matthew Mobley a 3rd, Nicholas Van Hemert 4th, Robert Escella Jr. 5th, Blake Schneider 6th, Jimmy Inslee 7th, Mike DeWalt managed to hang on in 8th, Joseph Enright in 9th, and Condorian Davis rounding out your top 10. So we'll try to see if we can get them in here for some interviews. Let's see here. Don't see Moglia anywhere. Oh, and Mike gets in the middle of the burnout there. Gets out of the way. So yeah, I'm not seeing Anybody hop in there? So I am going to grab right now. I'm going to go ahead and grab our second place finisher, JJ Moore. Drag him in here. JJ, you got a copy?
Oh, yeah, I do.
JJ, you were so close to getting that done there. You finished second on that final, about the last 80 laps. You were constantly catching him. Then you had those cautions come out. You made up a lot of ground on him. In this last run, you were running really quick. Managed to make up about a second on the leader, Merrick Watchhorn, through those pit stops. But you just couldn't get it done there at the end. Had some lap cars get in the way. I mean, how are you feeling, man?
Well, I'm honestly happy with the second. Well, the first race back to the league since the end of last season. Is definitely a way to come back. It gave me a lot of confidence. I knew Merrick was going to be fast, and he probably had the win in the bag, but I made that mistake on the first restart, and my goal was just trying to get back up as far as I could. And then on that last run, like you said, I had a little bit of lap traffic, but then I made a couple mistakes with just popping the wall, and I kind of gave it away. But I'm overall happy with the way I ran today.
Well, yeah, you had a fantastic race. You were top 5 almost the entire night. Had a great run there at the end. Anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out Mach 5 Racing with Ken and Joseph. They were in the VC helping me out. I know they didn't have their best of races, but they'll come back from it. The field for honestly a really clean race. That's one of the best races I've had. And then thank y'all for streaming it and being here in the broadcast.
All right, well, thank you, man. I'm going to drag you back out. Good race, buddy. So let's bring in our third place finisher. Matt, you got a copy there, buddy?
Hello?
Hey, so you've managed to hold on to third place after a crazy race here at Texas. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good about that. I think I had nothing more than top 3 speed. I really messed up an opportunity when I got the lead, but just slid the tires off too, and nearly fenced it. And I knew once I lost control over the restarts there, I was going to be in a tough spot. But overall, good day, good racing, good points day, and we'll move on to next week.
Yeah, I mean, you were constantly up there in that top 5, and off the start and off of a couple of restarts there, I think you were doing your best Newman impression, making sure you're keeping everybody you can behind you. You're just holding on to all your spots. So, was there any special strategy, or just try to run it out, do your best? What was your game plan going into this?
The strategy was definitely to save tires by lifting pretty early on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then hopefully give the people behind me a tough angle during the center of the turn and on exit. It worked pretty well. I would definitely towards the end of the runs, I was definitely picking up a lot of speed, but I knew track position was going to be key for my strategy, so I had to play a lot of defense, but. I don't know what else I could have done differently, but ended up being a good run, so I'll take it.
Yeah, man, you had a great race, managed to come in P3 there after a long one where you just absolutely held on to a top 5 the whole night. So, nothing but congratulations for you. So, I'm going to drag you back out.
Hey.
Let's bring in our winner, Merrick Watchhorn. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, good 10-4 there.
You are now a back-to-back Sprocket winner. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. That was one hell of a fight. I will say that. JJ gave me everything at the end there.
Yeah, he was definitely on your bumper for a little bit. You managed to claw your way back out just a little bit there. I mean, you were dominant almost that entire race. You managed to lose a few spots coming into the cautions there. Were you worried at all about your car in that dirty air at all, or were you pretty confident?
It just depended. If we stayed too long behind everyone, we probably would got an aero tight, just like Connor did behind us when he tried to knock down the wall out too, and JJ a little bit there coming out too as well. So I mean, it came down to clean air being the king, just like with the next gen cars with this track. Unfortunately, the bottom line is king, so you gotta do your best opportunity and take every chance you get. So I knew I had a fast car. I just needed to get back in the front in clean air, and we did exactly that.
And then on that last run on your final pit stop there, JJ managed to get about a second on you through that pit stop. Was there anything you think you could have done better there, or he was just a lot quicker? What do you think?
He'd probably say better on the fuel. I was coming down to like 0.1, so I was trying to make sure I wasn't sputtering down pit road. So I was actually bringing in real cautiously because I was going to run out of fuel if I didn't. If I took it as hard as I usually do. So it just came down to making sure I stayed out of trouble and maintained position. So yeah, when I saw JJ do that, I'm like, he's got more fuel than I do. It's a byproduct.
Yeah, so 2-time winner here in the Sprocket Series, back-to-back. Anybody you want to shout out?
Give a shout out to you guys, of course, for showing the broadcast and giving us the love and everything else. Give a shout out to my team owner and my teammates. Couldn't do without them each week. Give a shout out to Twiggy, Watch Renovations Group, QSA, and then just Road Soda Motorsports getting another win under our belt and moving on to next week.
Yeah, congratulations, man. It was a great race to watch. You definitely put on a show there. I'm going to drag you back out. All right, so that is going to be it for us here with the Gear Sprocket Series. Fantastic race here at Texas. I'll bring up the schedule here. Let's hide that. So that was our race at Texas. Next week, 325, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. again. We'll be right back here on twitch.tv/basepuppy. We're going to take these Sprocket cars to the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park, IRP. That should be a really fun race. That'll be really interesting to watch. A nice little short track battle there. So hope everybody tunes in there. Any final comments from my co-commentators here?
Oh, it was a really good race. Everybody put on a really good show. It was nice pit strategy. So can't wait to see what IRP holds in store for us, guys.
Yeah, I thought the racing was really good today. Super happy that we didn't really have a caution-filled race or anything like that. So congrats to the top three, and congrats to Merrick for getting the win.
Yep, and that'll be it for us here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Tune in next week for IRP, and we'll see you next time.